Put your hands together for our CEO, Mr. Ron Williams, everybody. I hope you're having a fun time. We've got our CEO, Mr. Ron Williams, here joining us, I believe, from St. George, Utah. How you doing, Monique? Great to have you on. We'll give you that last shout out. And Ron, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Happy Saturday to everybody. Hopefully you can see me okay, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You look great. You sound great.
Well, I had to get out of the house because there's too many kids running around on a Saturday. So having my morning juice and drink and just happy to be here with everybody. Good morning, everybody. Today is going to be a very historic day in our history as a group of people and our body of people. Thank you for getting up this morning and getting on. This will definitely be worth your time. And Craig, always a pleasure to work with you and all the preparation that you do. You're a seasoned pro all the years we've worked together. I know Jorge is on with us as well. How blessed I feel to work with both of you and our other team members, Richard, Stephanie, Eddie. There's many more that we work with, so we're very grateful. So folks, good morning. Now, the way that you participate this morning as a group of people, because look, we have to be together. We can't just be do me kind of a group of people. So your chat allows you to be expressive and feed the energy and make contribution to today's Zoom. Now, who's excited to be on? I'm just curious to see who's got their chats on. Who's excited to be on this morning? And so happy to have you on. We'd love to see you. There you go, Barbara. Thank you. Barbara just jumped right in. Love to have the people on. Jimmy. Yeah, there we go. Okay, great. Well, listen, today is going to be a really beautiful message. I can't wait to share. I hope I don't muff it up, but I don't think so. It's because I'm too passionate. You can never muff up passion and love. Those things always speak louder than everything. So let's get into this, folks. First of all, when this company began, now mind you, we're a young company. We've partnered with one of the biggest conglomerates, if not the biggest conglomerate in our industry, to do all of our logistics. So it means our back end has just got everything we'd ever dream of and want. So, as a company, so you just know we're on a foundation of cement. So everything you hear today is going to be the extremities of that. But when we started it, we basically, the last quarter of 2022 is when we tested what we have, and we learned some really great things. And the way the company began, and the reason why I'm going to share this with you this morning is so that all of you know that you didn't fall in the lap of some random technology. You fell in the lap of a very carefully crafted culture, vision, purpose to unite people. My whole thing is I don't want to focus on the things that divide people. I really want to focus on the things that unite us. And that's what we're doing this morning, and that's what we'll continue to do. And the vision was always to be global. And guess what? Be careful what you wish for, because today's some global announcements you're going to hear. So basically what happened was, I remember in my career, some of you don't know, but I'll give you a little background on my career. I used to be, I worked as an executive on my way up through some companies that you all know, some of the bigger ones, whether it be a wellness company, skincare, or a essential oil company. And I've just been very blessed. I've seen it struggle, but I've only seen it work, And the good news is that I just got away from the idea that I don't want to be involved in a lot of hype. I don't want to be involved in a lot of the BS that goes on, the boy bands that come and sing their one-hit wonder, then they're gone. I want to be involved with the vision. It's bigger than all of us, where, service is greater than selling, no ego, no entitlement, no do me, but really just go out there and serve and love people. And it works every time. And it doesn't mean you can't still be very business oriented and have all the checks and balances for your business, because some of you are here strictly for business, and I welcome you. Some of you are here strictly for culture. I welcome you. Some of you are here strictly for the wellness conversation. You're welcome. But know one thing. Unapologetically, we will talk about those three areas of the company, unapologetic, all the way to the top extreme. So don't apologize for why you're here. Maybe you're here for all three, like I am, right? So basically what happened was, during these last couple of years, I was consulting some big companies. That's where I met some of you actually along the way. And I just got, to the point where, man, politics have really changed. COVID caused a lot of changes, and I'm not here to make any political statements at all. I'm kind of vanilla. I just choose to love everybody, and everybody's better with vanilla, right? So love people and just be a leader, and just unconditionally stand for people's purpose and love there. And Nike, so good to see you here this morning, buddy. You're my brother always. We've been together for a long time, my friend. So what happened was, I remember when all this happened, the version of myself, and maybe some of you can relate to this, the old version of Ron. When I say old version, I mean like 2.5 years ago, right? Which was really thriving and leading to some degree just didn't apply to today's climate. And I was perplexed by that. I was like, wow, what's happening around me? So I kind of stayed in hiding, thinking that I could stubbornly outlast what was going on around us. I'll just outlast it, stay away from my friends, right? So I just kind of stayed low key. And I didn't want my friends to see me because I'm not good at poker facing my face, my emotions. Like if I'm stuck, you're going to know it, right? So I just kind of laid low. And then finally one day I said, my kids are watching me lay low and I cannot stand this notion. So what I did is I inquired to a higher purpose, whatever that means to you, of course. And I just said, hey, if it's darker than ever, that just means from a polarity standpoint, there has to be room for lighter than ever. And clearly I'm not finding that right now. Can you please show me what lighter than ever looks like? What's the combination of things? Because if that's the case, man, if we can create a sliver of that here on earth, then this life is just the waiting room. And how can we create a sliver of that now? So I wrote a book from that point on called The Waiting Room, and I could not stop writing. And this book is really about just how to step into the new, how to find that lighter light and what it actually might be, right? It's one theory. Well, during this time of writing the book, obviously I was looking at a Joe Dispenza talk, which you have to understand, I'm not really big on reading a lot. I'm more of an observer, okay? So, and I listen. And I'm listening to this Joe Dispenza YouTube video, and he's talking about this one thing about the heart. And it just grabbed me. I mean, it just reached through the computer, just grabbed me. It says, look, we've thought for so many decades that the brain was in charge. The brain this and think that, and discipline your thoughts. And these are all important, don't get me wrong, but we were wrong. According to science, the last 25 years, they've researched the brain, the heart, the gut. They've determined that they all have their own set of neurons. They think on their own, and that the brain is not in charge. The heart is. The heart conducts double the energy. The heart has more frequency, like 60 times the frequency, 100 times the magnetic energy as well, and that the heart sends more information to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. So the idea is to follow your heart, trust your gut, use your brain. Don't go to that slide yet. It's okay. Use your brain. And so what we now know is if the heart feels and the brain thinks, and we go through this life feeling this, yet thinking that, thinking we're nuts, we're not. At least we don't think we are, right? We're probably just what's called incoherent. Now, incoherent to me was an underwhelming word because I always thought incoherence had something to do with the sobriety test. I didn't understand the word very well when I first heard all this discussion. But when you're incoherent is when your brain is undermining your heart. It's when you have this spiritual conviction on Sunday, and then by Monday, Tuesday, your brain has talked yourself out of it. It's when you second guess yourself all the time. That's the struggle between the heart and the brain. But when they align, watch out. Watch out. When they align, it's like being in the zone on demand. And some people reflect on their lives and they think, man, I remember that one wedding reception I went to. I was in the zone, man. I was like, woo. Everybody was coming up to me and I was hugging her, but I couldn't say no more. My energy was so loving and kind and focused out, and everything was working so beautifully for me. Man, what was it about me back then that made me feel this way? And they'll start overanalyzing it. Was I sleeping on cotton pillows or feather pillows back then? You know, that kind of a thing. And the truth of the matter is really what probably happened was the brain and the heart and even the gut, they aligned in this broad stroke of wonder and beauty and attraction and certainty and peace. That's called coherence. And even athletes now. I remember, you know, when I first got the rights to this, you'll see, he told me that Major League Baseball is all over this idea of coherence. And I'm like, how's that possible? Because I'm a baseball player and I was thinking, how's that possible? Well, I remember getting on deck. When you're on deck, you're the next guy up and you're looking out and you're sitting and thinking, man, this pitcher's throwing heat. He's throwing 95 miles an hour and you're sitting there getting all short of breath and all these things happen. And you're starting to get incoherent where your mind starts doubting and your heart's all, you know, it's trying to fight it. So what happens, I would always turn my head and I'd look at the center of my bat and I'd look down and I'd take a couple of deep breaths. And I never knew why, but all I was trying to do, I had no idea, was get my brain and my heart to calm down, to come into coherence where the 95 mile an hour started feeling like a 65 mile an hour. It slows down because when you're incoherent, 95 miles feels like 195 miles. It's when you're sitting on the bench after striking out 3 pitches later. So the whole idea of coherence is to slow life down to beautiful things and to be present and to have that peace and certainty. There's all kinds of studies on it. Let's go to the next slide, Craig. Look at this next slide. Oh, wasn't there another study slide that had the, no, it's okay. I understand where you're going. So basically what we did is we wrote the book called The Waiting Room, and it's a message about wellness. It's a message about personal development and breakthrough and finding that greater light, if you will, that lighter light. And it's about just bringing people together in a very unified conversation. I always think that if you put all of us in a room, we'll be hugging each other and loving each other and just being so sweet and kind. You throw in one politician, everybody scatters to one side or the other. You know, it's just, it's ridiculous, folks. We just need to come together and love each other in the most beautiful conversation. I believe it starts a lot with being coherent, just listening to your heart, because the heart loves. The heart is unconditional. So that's our core foundation of coherence. Now it's going to go to a different place here, but that's what we did the last quarter. We tested it. Let me show you a couple of things. Next slide. We created a company called Play from that as well. And Play, some people hear the word play care and they don't know what to think, but it's a beautiful message. And the health message is one of a very mature conversation. I know we have a couple of doctors on. My doctor is on actually right now. And it's this, and I'm going to share with you in brief, because many of you are brand new to the company. I'm going to share with you what play actually means so you don't get random feelings when you see play. Play is when it kind of covers the story of the last decade when I've been traveling. I've traveled a lot, and I love to rent cars, and I love to drive the rural roads. Just love to crank up the music, put my foot up on the seat, and just drive and just really just, I don't know what it is, man. That's heaven for me. I love to be alone, I guess, too much, but enjoy that. And whenever I go through a small town, I'm always amazed. I look at these small towns and I always see that gas and go, that greasy diner, that mechanic who can fix anything, right? And I always wonder, what do these people do for a living? Who do they date? You know, there's just a bunch of horses in town, right? And what do they do? But yet I marvel, because these are some of the best neighbors on the planet. And so I'll always go in these little towns whenever I can and take it in a little bit, spend a little money, just enjoy that beautiful grounding experience. And then on the way out of town, I've been noticing a trend. I'll see this bigger building, 2, 3, 4, 5 stories high. Looks like a $20 million, $30 million building. And I'm like, whoa, somebody's really crushing it in this little town. Good for them. And I'm getting closer and closer, only to discover it's a hospital. And I'm like, ouch. Wow, the thriving business in this town is a hospital? And it dawns on me in this moment that in this small town, you're either a patient or an employee or both. And I'm like, wow, but then the problem with us wellness people is we get all worked up over this kind of stuff. And I used to get worked up. I don't anymore. We used to get worked, the medical system is this, that, and the other. Well, there might be some arguments there, but listen, not everything they do is so bad. They do blood panel work, stitches, fractures, emergency room medicine where they save lives around the clock, right? There's a lot of things they do, but they're smart. They call it a practice. And come on into my office here, have a seat. Come on to my practice. Here, sit down, open your mouth. They're going to practice on you. And this practice has become so successful that 20 of every American dollars goes to the practice, folks, because of our irresponsibility and our ability to blame them for everything and be irresponsible and become powerless victims by our own views, held hostage by our own views. Look, maybe we don't need more practice, because I've played sports my whole life. I remember practices and I remember game days when we play. Play is when it matters. Play in this context means you make your health a habit, not an event. It's the small things you do day after day that equate to wellness, or the small things you do day after day that equate to disease. You don't get sick overnight. You don't get well overnight. There's a reverence to both. And here is the truth, bottom line, elephant in the room. Shame on us for showing up at a doctor later in life and saying, hey, can you bail me out of a lifetime of poor choices? There's the truth, folks. There's the truth. So look, we respect practice. We're a unifying group, remember? We want to unify, but we live to play. Self-care is play care. Home care is play care. That's what we're about to become. So That's what play actually means. And folks, there's a lot of fun messages that go behind this, but we're not going to go there today for time purposes. But believe me, the health conversation of this company, the wellness conversation, is one of color and inspiration and natural beauty. So when we get there, we'll get there, but just want you to understand what play means. So next slide, please. So when we started the company, it was follow your heart, trust your gut, use your brain. This was kind of our whole thing, is to engage in this conversation that brings people together in a oneness, starting with self, right? So how beautiful would this be to create a global community of people who understand this conversation and who can create coherence on demand in just a split second or two because they know how to. Next slide. So what we did is we created products that follow this theory of a neuro product that feeds the brain what it needs. Because look, coherence is dependent on the physical optimum ability of your brain, your heart, and your gut. You want to make sure they're physically functioning right? If you're going to go race in a car race, you want to make sure the engine, the transmission, all these things are working well. Well, this is kind of what this is. This is the high octane raw goods, raw supplements, raw materials, if you will, that feed the brain, feed the heart, and feed the gut. And these are amazing products, by the way. I won't go into them all right now, but we didn't just randomly pick them and just do this and do that. We went through a lot of science, a lot of thought processes, particularly the cardio product that has the research on this formula follows a Nobel Prize that's a beautiful for your cardiovascular system, not only for your cardiovascular system, but for pre-workout, during workout, post-workout, and of course, thank you, Viagra came out of the studies regarding this. So men and women, it works the same. It's a beautiful, important product. We all know that heart disease is a #1 killer. And unfortunately, the first sign of heart disease more often than not is boom, done. Unfortunate, right? So it's a very important conversation. So this is just one of those healthy habits where people will say, well, what will this product do for me? No, that's the old school of thinking, folks. The timeless way of thinking is, it's not, the ignorant will ask, what will this product do for me? The wise will anticipate what their bodies will do with the product. So we have an amazing cardiovascular product that's amazing for your cardiovascular system, fitness, libido, all those things lumped into one. So obviously when we talk about our future technology, this is one that'll be very important. Next slide. So from all this, this is how we started our company. Here's what we learned. We learned our message was timely. We learned it was inspirational. We learned it was really just right on point for today where we're at in the world. But we learned that our model, we have a little device called HeartMath. And this HeartMath product is one that you plug up to your phone and it gives you your real-time coherence thing. What's going on with your brain and your heart, whether they're connecting or not. And we could sell it to anybody in a room, but we couldn't duplicate it. I'm just being very honest. So forgive me if it's too honest for you, but we couldn't duplicate it. We could get it we'd get in a room full of people. The guests would all buy it and go home with it, but we couldn't get people to tell the story and duplicate it. So we still have it. We love everything we have as a company, but here's where we look. We started looking and engaging and what can we do to build our vertical faster, stronger, and attract the world. I mean, that was always the goal, was a global collective heart, and that's us, right? So necessity is the mother of all invention. Next slide, please. We're witnessing a major shift in society. Next slide. We have the DoorDash now, we have Uber, we have all these things going on, teledoctors and things. We just get everything from home now. So from gardening from home to self-care, that's what's going on around the world. People are becoming more self-reliant, if you will, and empowered. And if you're going to be empowered, you might as well do your health, because here's the thing, folks. If health is a habit, not an event, you cannot create and sustain your dreams stepping over your health to get there, right? Only to come up sick and hopeless and cynical and fearful and survivors. That's not how we live. We need to go to an abundant place, a very healthy place, because health is the platform for love and intimacy. Health is the platform for sustaining economic business. Health is a platform for spirituality. It's hard to be spiritual when you're sick and muted. It's very hard. You can go through the motions. So now we're looking at our health going, okay, then what does this mean if if necessity is the mother of all invention? Next slide. Well, that takes us to the announcement today. This is our new vertical, folks. This is what we're going to do to attract the world into Play Clear Health, so we can get together in a giant convention someday soon and talk about our community, talk about our culture, talk about business, talk about whatever they want to talk about this technology, because this technology is really a godsend to humanity. You know, you think about, and some of you probably know what it is, most of you know what it is, but imagine monitoring your vital signs in just a few seconds, 24/7 from anywhere on your smartphone, FDA registered, 21 patents, nearly 100 countries right out of the gates. Go ahead, Craig. Yeah, 21 patents, folks. The developers of this product were funded by their home country in a form of a grant. So what happened was they spent 7-8 years developing this technology, got it listed with the FDA. So it takes this burden off our shoulders of credibility or answering questions and things like that. Because here's the thing about this technology: when it's testing your vital signs, remember, the body is dynamic. It's always moving. So your thoughts, your diet, your rest, your stress levels, you know, all your hereditary nature, all these things are going to cause the ticker to move all over the place. The key is to get a baseline, if you will, of consistency over time when it comes to it. So remember, what's FDA listed, that takes any of the burden off of us to say, hey, this is a beautiful technology there to give you some indicators. It's not meant to be diagnostic. It's meant to give you clues and indicators, just like all OTCs are, clues and indicators. It's going to be universally affordable. At this point, we're looking at $39 a month per person around the world. Next one, exclusivity in our profession. It's a business within a business. Well, it's a business, and then it's a business within a business. So what does that mean, right? Here's what that means. It means if you have it, you want to screen people and charge them. We'll create the price line, but 10, 15, we'll solicit your feedback. But 10, 15 bucks, maybe 20 bucks, I don't know, per screening. You can have a business within the business. So obviously it brings opportunity. It's going to create and unite a global community, which I'm most fascinated with. It's creating our own economy. Now, let's stop right here for a second. What does that mean, creating our own economy? If we're going to be in nearly 100 countries, folks, this is going to become a business that never sleeps, with high speed, low drag, no shipping, no customs and all those things you wait for, and courier services and all importation, those things that have to happen. Creating your own economy is leveraging the power of the global economy indiscriminately to every doorstep on the planet. Does that make sense to you? So now it doesn't matter what your home country economy looks like. It doesn't matter anymore, because we've got the global economy playing together now. So how cool is that at a $39.95 price point? Wow. Watch out, right? Hold the doors. So we're creating and dictating our own global economy. Next, residual income, which my experience will tell you that, man, at the beginning, I used to think direct selling was for the unemployed people. And boy, did I learn over my career, it's for the unemployable people. The people who really have a vision and a purpose, who don't want to only trade their hours for dollars, the people who want to create that heavily weighted residual income. And it's beautiful when it works. It works like magic when it works, really. Next. This is high speed, low drag. It'll move as fast as you can click buttons. Next. No shipping. Next. No shipping costs. No customs, etc. So we're really happy about this, the nature of this model. Now think about what's going on in the world right now. All these supply chain issues, all these economy warnings that are being sent out today and yesterday and the day before, all these things. Low drag means at high speed, there's nothing to weight it down. It's just going to move at its own pace. So I think that's what it means. But if there's a lot of talk around supply chain issues and economic scare, what company in their right mind wouldn't want the premium digital product to keep business flowing and keep the numbers moving and money flowing, if you will? And we have it, folks. I think we have the premium tech product right now when it comes to the wellness conversation. So folks, how cool is this that it makes us kind of recession proof, if you will, because of what we have? I love it. Next.
Yeah, this is our short overview video, Ron.
Yeah, let me introduce this video to you. So immediately when we got it, sometimes ignorance on fire is better than being knowledge on ice. We just got so excited. So let's do our first video to highlight this. So folks, this is a minute 50 seconds, I believe it is. So enjoy the very first video in VitalPic. Feel free to comment. Thank you. So folks, I know that there's some of you, I think Sarah Ayr is here right now with us, but Sarah, I'm just going to quote for you, but I know that I was talking to her yesterday. She says, Ron, I've been watching her just really move heavens and the earth and take a stand for the people that she cares about and get them into the business and get them into this product. But she says, I'm just sending them the video, telling them I love them and let's get going, man. And but that video could be very powerful for you to kind of start great conversations for people. So I love the one of the kid who's going to school and his mom says, oh, nope, you're staying home today. Or the one who says, I'm sick. Nope, you're going to school. I have a little boy, my youngest, and when he wakes up, when he doesn't feel like going to school, he'll just get in this really weird voice and he'll go, I'm sick. And he says it in the funniest voice. And I'm so excited to say, well, let's see you sit up, you know. So what a cool little empowerment, just a minor thing that makes a big deal and impact on people. So next slide, please, Craig. Thank you. So folks, thank you. So what you'll be able to see in this technology is down below. Once you do your screening, don't call it a test. Once you do your screening, okay, then you'll get some recap, if you will, some summary. And it can monitor how you wish to monitor, weekly, monthly, daily, however you want to do it. So you can see your baseline, how you're doing in vacillation, up or down, kind of with your vital signs. So this is going to be something that we're going to incorporate a lot of lifestyle to. I'll be meeting with a doctor tomorrow that I really look up to and admire. And the hope is to get her to kind of give us some good sound advice for just lifestyle. Eat good, exercise, foster good relationships, get fresh air, get some sunshine, take the right kind of raw materials in the form of supplementation, just all the smart stuff. So we can really look good for the FDA standpoint that we're about lifestyle, folks. We're not, hey, what will this product do for me? It's like, what will my body do with this? That's where we come from, and that's the truth. And we think you deserve that. So there you go. You'll see a nice recap for each vital sign, by the way, with some good lifestyle recommendations. People have been asking, what's the future look like? Now, this isn't all day one, but look at this, guys. Heart rate, blood oxygen, breathing, blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, vitamin Bs, magnesium, calcium. I mean, it goes on. Probiotics, bone health, fatigue, stress, omegas, glucose, blood sugars, of course, cholesterol, which blows my mind. Can the app be used for the whole family? I believe so. I'm not sure how the data storage for you will go with that, but yes, it can. Let's see, cholesterol, oxygen. There's all kinds of things it'll do, folks, for skin. And there's more and more and more. Next slide, please. All feature preview, keep track of your progression timeline. Yeah, there's a timeline to having all that. It won't be day one with all that, but it'll be some of that. It makes sense. Lifestyle recommendations. Phase 2 will just be a few weeks after. That'll be the mobile app, if you will. There'll be an upgraded version for health professionals, and we'll explain that later. So there'll be a PlayCare Pro or VitalPic Pro version. And then look at this last one, adding more scans for nitric oxide and more. And that's so cool, guys, for the nitric oxide. So next slide. Remember, we talked about this, the cardiovascular product that's really designed to create nitric oxide that you can feel immediately, folks. Immediately. It's a beautiful product. So that's what we call it, feel. It's a great product, folks. So that's why we're very excited about starting to pair good lifestyle products without making claims that affect your baseline health and vital signs. So we're very excited about that. Next. Now, if we're going to test for vital signs, guess what? We've already ordered these. These are going to be little Ziploc 3-day experiences of this product. Because in the very beginning, you want to double down, you want to front end load on this product. When you do it your first 30, 60, some people do it forever. They just front end load on it because they feel it. So this will be 2 servings a day for 3 days. And folks, whether it be the idea of breathing deeper, fitness, just getting the best workouts in with all the energy and blood pump, or the libido side, I got 5 kids to prove that this stuff works. So it's an amazing product, folks. So imagine how cool this will be, folks, to have this in a sample packet where your samples become your business and your business becomes your samples, right? And you can sell them, resell them, whatever you want to do. So how cool would this be to really get the word out? Now, you only have this in North America because overseas, what we're going to do is we're going to launch with just the technology. And when country A, B, or C get to a certain size, at that point, we will open that country and bring a product like this to them. But in the meantime, it's a really simple, easy conversation to have to use the VitalPic technology. Next. Now, and final, I'm going to talk a little bit about business because I think it's very important that you guys understand the business implications. I was once involved in a company that we did good. I would say we did average. We were doing a lot of stuff. We had a beautiful culture, beautiful message, very inspirational, great products, raw food, essential oils, just good stuff. We were given this little patch. And this patch, I remember thinking, we're not a patch company, but the patch was so beautiful and it worked so well that we stuck it in, a pack of 15 patches in one little Ziploc bag and put it in a greeting card. And guess what we did? We opened the world. It got listed with the FDA as a class 1 medical device. So very similar, only no shipping here. And we just opened the world, and man, our business went to the moon. I watched people making $1,500 a month go to $15,000 a month, and I watched people making no money to go to $500 a month, and I watched people making $15,000 a month make $115,000 a month. And I'm not here to say one is better than the other. I'm just saying this is what happens when we do it right together. And you are here at the very first Team Play Care Zoom for VitalPic technology. You are here. So it doesn't mean you're entitled to anything. It just means you're here. You have an advantage right now, okay? And believe me, I've done this. Next. So by leveraging, it was Forbes magazine that said 75 million new home-based businesses will start in the next 18 months because of the economic climate and the political climate and all these things. So folks, it's not if, it's just when now. So you are here with your little play care business. And it doesn't matter if you do it part-time, full-time, or all the time. I'm not that kind of guy that says, you got to do it morning, noon, and night. Some of you are going to do it more. Some of you already are doing it morning, noon, and night. But just take the tax benefits of having home-based businesses and take the residual income that could come from building it the right way. Because once it gets going, it's pretty hard to stop. Okay, and I think we're in that position right now. Next. Here's the first phase of countries we're opening. Now, we've gotten approval for a merchant account for 90 plus countries, but we don't want to just open all 90 in day one, because what will happen is maybe 12 of them won't work, and we'll hear from those 12 people, those 12 countries like crazy. So we're just going to go in little phases every few weeks to make sure that they're all functioning and accurately, and we're testing them, make sure they work. So here's your phase one. Of course, we're already in US, Canada, and Puerto Rico. Starting ones is Germany, France, Philippines, Mexico, Colombia, Netherlands, Japan, UK, Israel, Australia, Costa Rica, and Brazil. Okay, and so everything's going to be in English, and everything could be purchased in the US dollar at this point. That's how we're going to keep it simple. And of course, there's Google Translation, there's YouTube translations that you can also access along the way, but that's kind of where we're starting. So get ready very soon. I'm not giving you the date yet, but very soon those will be turned on, and we'll let you know. But it'll be soon. Next. Pre-start qualify. So this is what now we're going to say, okay, now let's take action. People are listening. So what do we do right now? Because here's where the status of the company is right this minute. Is that all of our programmers are talking to each other morning, noon, and night. Okay, they're just going around the clock, getting things to talk to each other, testing it, making sure all the system works and works the right way. We're branding it Play Care. It's going to look like Play Care all the way through. It's going to be beautiful. And so that's that takes a matter of weeks. We're hoping sometime in March this goes live. That's what we're hoping for. We're just daily monitoring what's going on with our technology people who are making sure it all works. We want it to work. It's too special not to work. So what do we do while we wait? Well, guess what? During the wait is maybe the most opportune window ever in the history of this company. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. If you want, I'm going to advise you. How's that? Because I've done this so long. What do you do right now to leverage your chances of success in this company? So I'm going to call it a pre-star qualify. That's what you do. You're going to pre-star qualify. Next slide. So right now, many of you understand you've been paying $39.95 to sign up. That gets you your membership. I'll explain that in 1 second. But the actual technology eventually is going to cost $39.95, and you'll have 30 points, 40 qualifying points. I won't get into that, but just know it's going to cost $39.95. Next slide. So now this is the thing that we're going to focus on right here, right now. Okay, get present to this. So if you want, the way of Star Tribe works right now is when you get two who get two, because here's what happens in compensation plans. I'm always discouraged because the average person comes in and they're like, tell me how to make the money. Show me what I must do to make the money, because I'm confused. I'm one of the 90 some odd percent that doesn't understand what to do, right? So what happens is they get lost in the shuffle sometimes. And I want those people to win. I want them to be able to show their significant other, look, I'm profiting already in my business every single month. So here's what you do. Before the comp plan ever kicks in, here's a little bonus. When you get two people who get two people, you get $100 a month. If you just maintain that, not get a new two, just maintain that month over month, you get $100 a month. Three who get three, $200 a month. Four who get four, $300 a month. Five who get five, $500 a month. Now, it may sound insignificant, but that's before the plan ever kicks in to be profitable. And these are the people who get on Zooms and go to conventions and who enjoy the culture and the product, and they contribute. So I want to make sure that these people have something to do that's simple to explain and simple to create, and with a simple reward. So when you sign up now, you get positioned for this, okay? You get positioned for it. What I mean by that is when you get the members in place, it's $39.95 for your annual membership fee. Okay, don't confuse your membership fee with your subscription fee. Your subscription fee is a technology. Your membership fee is just to get in and have a home-based business right out of the gates. And here's what you get for your $39.95. You get your very own replicated website with your name on it. It has the shopping cart, the merchant account, all hooked into it, right? You have a back office for your business. You can see the activity in your business real time, anytime you want to see what's going on in your business. Progress, bars, the most amazing thing. If you already have an account, you're good. So just keep listening. You get a mobile application that allows you to send videos via cell phone with all the analytics. How much did they watch? When did they watch? Who watched it? You know, that kind of stuff. You can see all that. You're also going to get for free for $39.95 is the waiting room ebook. This is it for those of you who are interested in the culture and the vision and the health message, because the health message is deeply in here, as well as the vision and the culture for humanity to unite us together and what the waiting room actually means. And then, of course, once you're in, you can earn income. Somebody asked earlier, why do you want our social security number? Because when you join for $39.95, you're becoming a member of the company, a player, if you will, and you can earn money. So obviously, to earn money, there's a tax ID, a business tax ID, or a personal social security that's needed for the money earning. Customers who just want to use the product, nothing else, no social security needed whatsoever. They're just customers. They want to use the product. But those who want to do the business, who I think are very smart right now, yes. So this is how you do it. So what I want you to do, and some of you are already doing it, is pre-qualify by getting these $39.95 membership fees for two who get two, or three who get three, or four who get four, or five who get five. Just go ahead and do it now. Get it all done. And by the way, whoever hits a Star Tribe, pre-qualified Star Tribe in the month of March, in April, we're going to do the very first waiting room training. We'll go deep into our culture, personal development, inspirational development, etc. You will have a free access to that training for everybody who pre-qualifies for their Star Tribe. So it'll be our inaugural big training there, and I'll have guest speakers and doctors and things like that to make this an unbelievable experience. And of course, we will highlight, how do we sign up right now? You stay on this call. So basically, this is what you do right now. So again, there's a video that's being released right now on YouTube, right now on, where's the other one at, Craig? YouTube and
it'll be Facebook. Yeah, facebook.com
yeah.
/PlayCareHealth, and YouTube is just our YouTube channel, PlayCare Health, all one word.
There's a video explaining the pre-qualification of a Star Tribe. Two who get two, three who get three, four who get four, five who get five. And when you pre-qualify, just $39.95 a person, that's it for their membership fees. You're pre-qualified, because once the product comes, boom, they're going to go and do their thing, and it's going to be really, really fun, guys. So we're very excited for you to do something now that builds your business, and it's the least imposing concept to go do, and that is just, hey, just get your membership fee and get positioned. $39.95 to get you the replicated site and all those goodies, right, to do your business. So that's what you do. Two get two, three. So that's what we're doing right now. Next slide. Then when the product actually arrives, people hit boom, I want the product, and boom, the business begins. So what you want to do is get as much cement poured right now as you can before the business begins with $39.95 membership fees. And there'll be little rewards and incentives along the way, recognition, et cetera, for those who do it. Next slide. I'm not sure where I'm at, Gregor.
Yeah, no problem. This is just an opportunity for you to kind of get the last words in, Ron.
Oh, okay, great. Well, here's what I would say, folks. As you can see, in my professional opinion, if you're already a player, no, you don't need to buy the $39.95 membership. You already have bought it. What you want to do as a player right now is get two who get two, three who get three, four who get four on $39.95 memberships to get pre-star qualified. So that's what you do right now. Send out the video, follow up, send out the video, follow up, do your thing. Folks, if I were you right now, I'd get familiar with your website, get familiar with your back office. I'd get as many Star Tribe qualified people in my organization, not just you doing it. Get your people doing it, right? Because the duplication, it's one thing to get people in, it's another thing to duplicate yourself. So you want to make sure you do that, because that's what we're going to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to play. Do we have that video, Craig? That last video?
Yeah, the one that's going to be out on YouTube.
Yeah, let's go ahead. If you don't mind playing it, if you can.
Here we
What I'm going to do is, while you're playing it, I'm going to ask people to go ahead and chat. And I'm going to ask you to declare your goal. What Star are you going to Star Tribe qualified in March? Because we're only March, whatever it is, early in March. And if so, which one? Are you going to be a 2-star, a 3-star, 4-star, or 5-star? 2 is 2, get 2, 3 get 3, 4 get 4, 5 get 5. I want to see you declare your goals, because I'm going to play this video for you. And then explain. And this video is available for replay and replay if you want to understand what you're doing. It's not hard at all, what we're explaining right now. It's that simple. So go ahead and play that, Craig. And while people were declaring their goals, let's go. Let's do it. 5-star Sarah.
Hey everybody, so guess what? We've got a tiger by the tail, and I want to share with you my experience of creating momentum. I've had it several times in my career. This time, though, however, we're creating our own economy. We're dictating our own economy by leveraging the power of the global economy, roughly 90 countries or so, to every doorstep on the planet. Irregardless of how the local economy is, we create our own right now. How powerful is that? With a lower ticket item that empowers, unites, and just really a powerful technology we call VitalPic. Healthy, wealthy, selfie, and wise. So here's what you got to do. So a lot of times in a compensation plan, people get confused on what to do and how to do it, and they just ask too many questions, they end up doing nothing. So what if we had a safety net underneath our compensation plan that spoke to the 98%? That they could get paid for doing a small behavior. So here's what we have in our compensation plan. It's called a Star Tribe. And a Star Tribe has 4 different qualifications: 2 who get 2, 3 who get 3, 4 who get 4, or 5 who get 5. $100, $200, $300, or $500 a month before the actual comp plan ever kicks in. So how cool is that we have a behavior? Now, the behavior is not just a behavior, it's the choreography all the way to the top of the compensation plan. So if this is all we talk about and all we teach in the business conversation, because you all know when I talk about culture, it's all the way, it's unadulterated. Culture, it's king in this company. A vision bigger than all of us, so none of us get in the way. No ego, no entitlement, no do me. But serving is greater than selling. When we talk about wellness, that self-care is play care. We respect practice but live to play. We know that we are responsible for our own wellness. That's what play care is. There's practice and there's play. Here we play. And then business, you want to talk unadulterated business? This is about to go somewhere, folks. If I were you, I'd listen closely. In the month of March, while the programmers are setting it all up right now and making sure the systems are talking to each other and they're testing it, here's what you do to be ahead of the game. You don't want to sit and wait. You get 2 people or 3 or 4 or 5 people, or as many as you want, directly to you, who get 2, who get 3, who get 4, who get 5, so that you're pre-2-star or pre-5-star, whatever it is, qualified before the product ever hits. It just costs $39.95. Replicated website, you get. An app, you get it. A back office, it gives you real-time analytics of your business always at your fingertips. And the app is 24/7 business on your phone as you wish, right? You get also the merchant account, the checkout counter, the shopping cart, all of those things in one experience of $39.95. So what you want to do is get people in with memberships right now, 2x2 through 5x5. So folks, we're going to do some special recognition for those who are doing it, who go out there and get ahead, because our journey is to stand for your success, your wellness, your abundance, your creation, your freedom. So folks, I want to tell you, this is a beautiful time to be involved in this company. Things are about to happen. I can feel it. My phone hasn't stopped. So let's rock and roll. This is the dance. This is the behavior that we're starting right now through the month of March as we wait for the technology to arrive. Have a beautiful day and a beautiful week and a beautiful month. Go get it.
Well, I can see all the beautiful questions that are being asked right now, but let me tell you, let me recap something really quickly because we're about to close up. Number one, that 2x2, 3x3 thing we talked about, the 5x5, that, believe it or not, is the training for the entire comp plan. There's a lot of other features. You get paid more money, of course, but if you just do that and teach that, that's it. So remember, that's the choreography to the big dance. Number two, I just got a couple texts. If I'm new, how do I buy your products? Because I want to sample the products. Because in North America, we have extra products. We have the physical products as well. Just go to your back office and order some product, whatever you want, guys. We have some amazing products. Enjoy it right now. If you want to work on the brain, heart, gut, all that good stuff, we have the best products out there. So, folks, I appreciate all of your comments. I appreciate you, Craig Smith, for being prepared with us today. So guys, let the games begin. This is about pre-star qualification and duplicating yourself in a pre-star qualification starting right now through the month of March with recognition, et cetera, that goes with it, and the very first waiting room training admittance. So with that, love you all. Have the most beautiful Saturday and the most beautiful weekend. Welcome to Play Care, where we respect practice, but we live to play. Have a beautiful day, guys.
Everybody take care and have a beautiful Saturday. Hey, check it out on Facebook and YouTube. The replay will be live in just a few minutes. Thanks a lot, everyone. Bye-bye.